alive. No disintegration.
As you wish.
Okay guys, so today we're just going to have a look at the 2013 Boba Fett and Han Solo in Carbonite. This was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I bought this, literally 10 years ago now. I had to get it off eBay. I was living in Japan at the time, so obviously I couldn't attend. It was a little bit expensive, but I really wanted one with the Carbonite, because back then this was the ultimate Boba Fett that you could get, before we got this one, which I've reviewed in a previous video if you want to check that out. This is the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi. And there's the cover there as well. And then this one became the ultimate Boba Fett for me because it had all the flame effects and the adjustable scanner down here as well. So this came perfect. But the other one's got a couple of things that this one doesn't have. So let's just do a comparison of it as well. So yeah, we'll just open the box and have a look. This is from the Black series, which has been an amazing series generally. The quality of the figures, I like it from the slightly larger figures. The quality and the detail has been a lot more, as well as with the posability and the articulation. So we'll just have a look at this before I put it all back in storage. A little bit dusty. If you're waiting for Docky videos as well, the exhaust will be getting done in a fortnight, 2 weeks. So it's all booked in, just waiting for it all to eventuate. Okay, so we have a look on here. Beautiful scene. Han Solo on Carbonite. I'm not going to go through it. Obviously, if you're here, you've seen the movies. I've got the cool quote there as well. The notorious bounty hunter Boba Fett prepares to deliver the carbon-frozen Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. He's no good to me dead. Very cool packaging. So we'll just go ahead and slide that open. Okay, and yeah, there we have him. Very cool packaging. We have his backpack. Also got some blueprints of the weapons and accessories, which I really like. Boba Fett himself. So we'll just take him out of the box there. Another cool feature of the packaging as well, we've got some blueprints. On the base here we also have the assembly instructions for the stand, if you want to recreate the scene where he's being taken to the Slave One. In there, very nice design. That'd be a cool t-shirt too. Very nice. So here we have the base plates. As well, so I think it comes into a V connection. Yeah, there's two there. Make it look like he's floating. Alrighty, and the Carbonite too. I have a thing for Han Solo and Carbonite, I'm not sure why. I've seen some cool coffee tables with this as well. It's very cool. It's quite weighty too. There we have the figure. Again, this is the Empire Strikes Back version. So as we turn it around here, we've got some nice detailing. It's quite dirty on the bottom of the legs here. We have the cloth cape, nicely folded. It's pretty simple. And something this one doesn't do is the scanner does not move at all, which is a bit of a bummer. Head's nice and poseable. It's got all the articulation you'd expect from a Black series. The only thing here is with the pouches, that does hinder some of the movement forward, unfortunately. You've got the knee bends, thigh swivel, rotating here as well, the Wookiee braids. You've got the Mandalore symbol there, nicely printed too. Very clean on the arms, nicely detailed, if you can see here. Very nice. And having two guns too, we've got both hands are in a trigger finger position. Nice detail on the gloves here as well. Nice belt. Some nice detail in the armor here around as well. Very nice. That looks good. Back of the helmet there is nicely detailed. As is this side, very nicely painted. Head's a little bit loose, but yeah, no biggie. Shoulder armour too, nicely detailed. If you have a look at the back here, we've even got detailing on the buckles down here, which is nice. Yeah, these figures are really well done. Some nice detail on the arm here. Very nicely done indeed. So yeah, this is a great Boba Fett figure. I really do like it. It took a decade before I found the next one, which I thought was slightly better. That's a nice detail here as well on the spikes. Knee rocket launchers. So yeah, so before we get into the accessories, let's just have a quick look at the 40th anniversary release. If you have a look at these ones here, first thing I notice is the visor is a little bit more damaged. Shiny on here, sorry, the helmet. And as I previously mentioned too, the scanner on this one is actually movable. Yeah, look here, the sides are much different. I do prefer this one. Slightly different shape to the shoulder armour. And as we know too, that the gloves changed colour, so you've got a little bit more weathering on this one here. As well, slightly different shape. We've got several hoses on this one here, only one on this one. The anniversary version too has got a bit of red detailing in the chest armour here, where this one does not. The symbol's larger on here, and this one doesn't have the pouches. It's actually been diverted to the back here, so we've got a little bit more posability with the legs. I'm guessing maybe with the costume too, they may have realised that and swapped it around. Wookiee braids, slightly different colour on the newer one there. If we have a look down the bottom, no weathering on the newer one. It's much cleaner on the leggings. A little bit more detail on the tools on the anniversary, the special edition one. We don't have as much detail on the boots there. Pretty similar weathering on the knee pads. It's still more of a grimy look on the anniversary, special, I'm going to keep saying that, special edition. A little bit smaller on the Mandalore there, the Mandalorian symbol. If we have a look at the rockets here, this one's got a little bit more coloration. I do prefer this style here, it looks a little bit more metallic and real. You see the length is a little bit smaller here on the newer version, the Return of the Jedi version. Glove detailing on the Empire one, a little better. We've got a bunch of detail on the back that this one doesn't have either. And this one has a plastic cape, which is a bit of a bummer. It would have been nice if it had a cloth one. If we have a look at the back, again the pouches have been repositioned. Slightly different holes for the backpacks, which we'll have a look at shortly. If you have a look at the helmets here. Return of the Jedi, it's just kind of got silver. I do prefer more detail on the Empire here. The body count, a little cleaner on this side, a little bit more weathered on this side. We've got the iconic dent in the helmet too. This one has a little bit more detailing on the inside. The helmet's just slightly cleaner in general. This side here is just painted all silver. This one here a little bit more greener. The shape of the helmet itself, this one to me seems to be a little bit shorter and this one's a little bit longer, but again we've noticed that this has been squeezed together a little bit more. That's from the packaging evidently. You can heat this up and kind of stretch it back out to more how this one looks, so that just could be an optical illusion. This one's much cleaner. This one's more how I remember it, to be honest. Back of the legs. Oh, if you have a look at the pouches too, these are a little bit grayer. These have got more beige treatment. Stretch this guy out. I had him in a stance pose there. Base of the same type of articulation, obviously. I mean, it's a great buck. It's a really good looking Boba Fett for the price that you pay for it, so you can't complain too much. It's just this one here. If it had the cloth cape, it would be absolutely perfect. And with the updated bandolier or belt pack, if you want to call that. Amazing little detail on here too, if you have a look at it. This one's not quite so detailed, a little bit softer in the detail. As well, cleaner armour. Obviously between Empire and Return of the Jedi he's been in the wars, so you know that makes sense. And here we may notice that we have the pistol pouch there as well. No, this one doesn't have one at all. So yeah, that's the figures. This one has a dark green section just at the back here, but this is a completely green helmet. You can notice that as well. Just looking at the scanners, this one seems to be slightly more detailed. If you have a look there, this one's a little bit chunkier, and it's a one-piece mold. Quick look at that again. I've reviewed this figure again in another video if you want to have a look at it, but yeah, we've got that. So yeah, two great figures. This one's just a little bit cleaner, a little bit more, it looks more like a toy. This one has a little bit more realistic look in some pieces, except for the weathering down here. The boots are pretty much the same. If we have a look here, we've got the holes for the pivot, for the plugs or the pegs. This one does not. So that's obviously up. They've updated that one nicely, so it looks a little bit more realistic in the leg. This one's a bit more obvious. Again, this is a decade old, so they've been improving it as we've been going along. But yeah, it's quite nice. So let's just have a look at the accessories. I'll move along for there. So here we have the Return of the Jedi and the Empire from the special edition from San Diego Comic Con. Okay, now the big difference from this, obviously the Empire one is just all green, but the rocket isn't removable. You can tell it's slightly bent. I could heat that up if I so wished and just kind of bend it back. And the nozzles for the flames are not adjustable either. And if you're wondering if you can swap the backpacks between each figure, you can't, because the pegs are a different size. If you have a look there, this one's substantially bigger. So yeah, that's out of it. And again, this figure I've done in another video if you want to check it out, but yeah, the rocket is removable, which is cool, and the nozzles are adjustable and have the area there that you can put the flame effect, where this one you can't. You see the flame effects here, but yeah, this one's weathered nicely as well, which makes sense. The Return of the Jedi, he's been through more battles and tribulations, so he's probably resprayed and repaired his backpack a few times, and it's more visually appealing, which I'm pretty sure is why they would have done that. This one's quite plain in comparison, but again, this is a 10-year-old one to the new one as well. It's just a pity those couldn't have been included, but this does have some detailing, nice silver detailing here where this one doesn't. And we've got some weathering or detailing in here as well. So that's the backpack. Now the pistol is only with the San Diego Comic-Con versions, so there's nothing to compare that to. I'm not sure if I actually filmed this, but I will again now. Nice pistol, not too much detailing, just a little bit of silver there, and that's about it. The handle goes well on the Return of the Jedi version 1 too, which fits nicely. If I didn't mention it before, again, we have the pouch, which is a really cool addition on the Empire version there. Okay. Next is the blaster. It's the Blastech EE3 blaster rifle. This one's much nicer compared to the Return of the Jedi standard figure edition. Not only is it much larger, oops, it's more detailed, where this is more of a bronzed kind of look, metallic look with a nice wash. There's no real detail added onto it, as we can see here. Where this one's got some very clean detail on there, which is really, really nice. Turn it over as well, same on both sides. Little things like the scope is a little bit more robust on here. Barrel slightly different. Gives me more of the Stormtrooper vibe. And again, the Empire one, sorry, Return of the Jedi one, to fit in with the movie where it gets cut in half, has the split in half version as well, which comes with the standard figure. But it's nice to have the option. This one here has a larger area around where the stock joins onto. It makes it a little bit easier to fit onto the hands. And as I just mentioned too, we have the blaster effects, which comes with a standard figure, which really bumps up my my impressions of these ones more, because you can have it in flight mode as well, obviously because of the film, as well as a static ground display. So that really brings it up on my enjoying this figure more, I guess. It's such a good figure, especially for the price. And we have the blast effect too, which doesn't connect to this figure. There's no extension there like there is with the Return of the Jedi figure, which is a pity. It would have looked good. Okay, so next we have Han and Carbonite, which is why I really wanted this figure in the first place back there in 2013. It's beautifully done. It's got all the detail, you remember, the drool coming out the side of the mouth there, the detail on the clothing. It has a really nice sheen there too. It doesn't seem to be all plastic. It looks like it's got some silver highlighting as well. If you look to the sides, we've got some nice detailed paneling there. This here on the bottom is the same as the top. Ventings or power sockets, whatever you want to, I'm not quite sure what they're for. If we go on this side, It's the famous part of the movie where they checked his life signs. I think this was blinking. This is a missed opportunity considering the size of the piece for LED lighting. That would have been really cool, especially thawing him out in Return of the Jedi. That's quite nice. And on the back we just have where is it there? Yeah, 2013. It's a solid piece here, obviously, because of the stand that I'll show you in a sec. It has to fit in there. It's nice. And just for comparison, this is the Powers of the Force version. Substantially bigger, obviously, with a bigger figure. But this one has sticker labels on it, which I find nice. This one could have done with more detailing, but yeah, that's where we're at. See that there? Obviously this was hollow for the hand solder to clip into the back as well, but I sold hand quite a while ago. I didn't like the figures of the Powers of the Force, but I did like the Carbonite. So yeah, you've got those options too. So that's really well done. So let's have a quick look at the stand. So if we have a look here. The stand. Clicks together like such. And the tab. And then this part here slides into the base. Now if you just want this to stand up by itself, recreate the jabber part. That's what we have there. I think we need to put this on just to give it a bit more weight. It says you can stand it by itself, but I'm on a towel, so it's probably not helping. There we go. The way it helps it up. So you can have your Boba Fett. This guy's really stiff. The joints don't really move. I'd have to heat him up in some water just to get him flexible, so I don't want to bend him around too much, being 10 years old now. But yeah, you've got the idea. So if you had some lighting, or if you wanted to put this guy in here as well, you could recreate the Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt Palace type thing with all the other figures if you've got those, if you so wish. But yeah, this way is to recreate the scene where they took him to Slave One before it escaped from Cloud City, Bespin.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
As well, if you've got a couple of the Black Series Stormtroopers on there, they look really cool. Maybe with Luke in there as well to recreate that. Yeah, it's just a cool display piece. I really dig it. So yeah, that concludes the comparison there, and that was San Diego Comic-Con Boba Fett. Again, both they're from different movies, so yeah, you got to give it some slack, and one's much older, but they've improved it with this one. The price is excellent on this one, including the flame effects. This has really topped my choice of the best figure there. But with the extra Carbonite and the extra weapons, having them both, you can really mix and match and make your perfect Boba Fett. Alright guys, appreciate it. Okay guys, just an addendum. I didn't want to make a separate video, but just wanted to show you these two metallic figures, which are cool, from Takara Tomy. I bought that, well, I bought this one in Japan just as I was leaving. Actually, they built up a new shopping centre, and I was just going through it, and they had this on display, so of course I had to buy it. It was Boba Fett. Now this one was a special edition that was ran through the 7-Eleven. My girlfriend at the time actually got this for me, and you had to send away for some type of, when you bought the tickets for The Force Awakens, I think it was, the first of the new series of the movies, and you'd get a die-cast R2-D2. So let's have a quick look at them all. We'll do Boba Fett first. So if we have a look here, it says present. So part of the gift. I also got some sheets of promoting the movie, I think it was. I'm just trying to think of what they were. I've got them somewhere, I think. So that came with the figure. Yeah, I think this is open. The accessories. This is the Empire version by the look of it. So we have a tiny little blaster. This is actually very soft rubber, very pliable. We have the blaster, and we have the backpack with cape attached. It's very, the moulding's very nice, very clean for the size of it. Not much detail. So, guessing this is the Empire one. Let's get little Boba Fett out. It's really heavy, being metal. Very solid. So we've got arm articulation. Up and down. The legs don't move. The head moves and the waist moves. Good looking figure. It's very clean. Obviously the scanner's been put down because it's, I think this might be rubber actually, just the base is, the body is metal. You can see here he's got his holster. This part here where the backpack goes. It barely reaches over the top either. The Mandalorian symbol there. Mythosaur. The arms are rubber as well. It's very nice for the size it is. And obviously we've got this here for the gun, which is why it's so soft, I'm guessing. It fits in there perfectly. Yeah, it's just a cool little figure. Not much detail on the boots. It's a very clean sculpt, if you understand what I'm meaning there. So, pouches are to the side too. But yeah, nice little figure. Alright, so let's move on. R2-D2, same kind of presentation with the box. Let's just have a look at him. The same pamphlet, piece of paper there. Present. Obviously he doesn't come with any accessories. He does have his third wheel out. I think the body is metal, but the rest is rubber. Beautiful gunmetal grey finish. Legs do move back and forward. This is not movable. Beautiful finish. He sits there quite well. Very nice addition to your desktop or something like that if you've got a shelf. Beautiful looking thing. yeah, I just thought I'd show you those instead of making a video just for that. It's a very nice piece. Thanks guys.